Hello, everyone, and welcome to another show in the gray area. Now, lots of good stuff. Titans destroyed the Chiefs, so we're going to talk about that. Bengals destroyed the Ravens, so we're going to talk about that. And then Packers beat the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football, so I was wrong about that one. And then Thursday night predictions, Jets versus Colts. So, lots of fun stuff. Talking about all those teams, so let's get into it. Chiefs versus Titans. Alright, it's official. My hope for the Chiefs is gone. At this point, unless something really changes, I don't have hope in the Chiefs. This game, they lost 27-3. Their offense couldn't do anything. Patrick Mahomes he doesn't have the most interceptions in the league, but he's close, okay? And then, yeah, he keeps hitting wide receivers' hands, and then it's an interception. So, they're shutting him down on the long plays where he's trying to make an awesome play, and then run game, people are stopping that, and then the Chiefs' defense is a whole another thing. They haven't been doing particularly well either, so the people are shutting down the Chiefs' offense. Good teams are shutting down the Chiefs' offense, and then the Chiefs' defense can't do a whole lot either. So my hope for the Chiefs is gone. They go to the playoffs. If they even make the playoffs, they're 3-4 right now. So if they lose like 3 more games, then good chance they do not make the playoffs. So if they don't make the playoffs, then yeah, that's that. But if they do make the playoffs, they go to the wild card round, and then any semi-good team will take care of them. Any good team. Any good team will take care of them, and they're out first round of the playoffs. Okay, that's where I'm at with the Chiefs. Okay, the Titans. I will give credit to the Titans on this one. They held the Chiefs very well. Not a lot of people have held the Chiefs that well ever since Mahomes has been starting quarterback. So that was impressive. And the Titans, I will say they could very well be Super Bowl contenders this year. Okay, so moving on, Bengals versus Ravens. Okay, watch the Bengals. Okay, they could sneak up on you this year. They just beat the Ravens 41-17. And the Ravens were probably one of my top 3 AFC teams. So the Bengals, they could do well in the AFC. To take a break here, the NFC is probably the scarier conference. They have the Cowboys, Cardinals, Rams, Packers, and Bucks. All possible Super Bowl contenders. Okay. So the NFC is a really tough conference. I could see any 5 of those teams making the Super Bowl. Okay. But the AFC, if I'm my top 3, I've got the Bills, then I've got the Titans, and then it's the Bengals. They've been doing really well. And with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, it's working out well. They could sneak up on you this year, and I think they could make the AFC Championship. Winning it would be tough because probably gonna have to face the Bills or the Titans if they make it. So yeah, that's the Bengals are coming back. They're the underdog team. They had like 4 wins last season. So all right. Thursday night review. Packers beat the Cardinals 24-21. And the Packers were dealing with injuries, and I do believe it was Devontae Adams was out due to COVID. So they were having some trouble with that. But then again, all teams deal with injuries of some sort. So I'll give credit to the Packers for this one, beating the Cardinals. And I'll take the loss. I think the Packers are the slightly better team than the Cardinals. And I mean, they slightly beat the Cardinals. I think the score reflects how good these teams are. The Packers defense did well to stop up the Cardinals. I do wish I could say I watched this game. I did not. I was not able to. I watched some highlights. And I mean that doesn't show you everything about like the first and 10 where they completely stop the run and they get no yards, and then it's 2nd and 10, and that's good for the defense, and you don't always see that when you're watching the highlights. So yeah, but from what I did see, the Packers seem to be really stopping the Cardinals. And then the Packers' run game was really strong. So give credit to the Packers beating the undefeated Cardinals. And yeah, 6-2 on Thursday night predictions. Jets versus Colts. I'm going through this kind of quickly, so I'll probably give you a little spiel on fantasy football after this. Jets versus Colts. I think it's pretty obvious to say I'll take the Colts. Now, I'm going to talk about the Colts for a second. I put them on my bust list last week whenever I played Boom or Bust. Boom and Bust. And I didn't I didn't look at it well enough. They have faced some tough teams. Now, the Colts could still be considered a bust for me. I was expecting a top 10 team, to be honest, and that they were not a top 10 team. They are not a top 10 team, but they have been playing top 10 teams several times already this season, so that goes for a few of their losses. They are 3-4, I think now, something like that. So yeah, the Colts. Yeah. Okay, so that's my thing on the Colts. I might replace them on the bus list with the Chiefs now. Probably what I would do. So I'll take the Colts to beat the Jets. The Jets. Zach Wilson got hurt. Joe Flacco is now the starting quarterback that got him from the Eagles. I feel sorry for these young quarterbacks that get hurt because they don't have an offensive line, like Joe Burrow last season. Okay, so final prediction. Colts beat the Jets 31-13. I'll take that. So I have a little bit of time here, so I'm going to talk about fantasy football. I'm doing pretty well. I'm like 20-8 over all my leagues, so pretty solid. I'm not undefeated in any of them, sadly. But fantasy football, you gotta look at the waiver wire, the players that nobody has. If you go there every week, ESPN will put out an article on waiver wire pickups, and you read that article and you write down names. I do that almost every week, and sometimes you get really good players like Cordell Patterson. He's the running back for the Eagles, but he wasn't. Mike Davis was the starter at the beginning of the season, and now Cordell Patterson is, and so he wasn't really drafted in most fantasy football leagues. So, and he's been putting up really good points. He's a top 10 fantasy running back, and So these are just some people that you can get from the waiver wire sometimes. Devin Booker, a running back for the Giants, because Barkley got injured. So waiver wire, it's really really helpful if you want to win your fantasy football league. Okay. All right. Like, subscribe, comment. I love comments. Usually reply. Just let me know what you think. I want to know what you think on all this stuff. So all right. With that said,